Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here on the U to the Tube. So, first off, Happy New Year for myself, Blitzball Champ of Blitzball Gaming, to each and every one of my followers, viewers, all of the above. Thank you for all the continued support. So, on this episode of Pro Wrestling Talk, got a good bit to discuss. Pardon me. Excuse me. We're going to be talking some, we got WWE NXT's New Year's Evil coming up. So I'll preview that card and give my predictions. I've already done that for day one in a previous video. Gonna give my predictions on Wrestle Kingdom 16 coming up at the Tokyo Dome and Yokohama Arena. There's gonna be 3 nights of that, so I'll give my predictions on the cards for those. Talk some AEW and a couple of other things as well. So we got a good bit to discuss. So let's knock out the WWE stuff first. Yeah, let's do that. So really the only things that stood out to me this week, like I said, they didn't do they didn't do a regular episode of SmackDown this week. They did just like a end of the year special. And they also did the same for NXT UK. So not really much that I have for those. But, of course, Dolph Ziggler got his United States Championship title opportunity against Damian Priest, although Damian Priest ended up getting himself disqualified because he kept attacking beyond the 5 count. So Damian Priest retains the United States Championship. And as far as Raw, the only other 2 things that happened with Raw that really stuck out to me were the Street Profits are the finalists of the Arcade Bro tournament, which means the Street Profits get the Raw tag title shot against RK Bro at day 1, which I'm picking RK Bro to retain. But yeah, they were able to beat the Mysterios in the finals, which was a really good match. I'll give it that. That was actually a really good match. Edge gave Maurice and The Miz a brood bath, which pretty much that stuff just looks like tar. It just looks like tar. But gave him the brood bath. Toni Storm is no longer with the WWE. She requested her release and it was granted. And honestly, I don't blame her. It sounded like she was frustrated over her main roster work. Because, I mean, let's be honest, she really didn't have much of a main roster run at all. She had her last match was the title shot against Charlotte, which she lost. But before that, they had segments with her and Charlotte, with them making Toni Storm look like a little sissy. So, I mean, I feel like Toni Storm's best work in the WWE have been the 2 Mae Young Classics, with her winning the second one, of course. Her NXT UK Women's Championship run, with her time at NXT UK. That's pretty much it. Those are pretty much the best moments for Toni Storm in her WWE career. Because like I said, and of course she was on the Survivor Series team, the winning Survivor Series team, when NXT was included. So there was that. But aside from that, Toni Storm didn't have much of a main roster run. And she's an incredible athlete. She's done so much in Europe. She's done so much in Japan, especially Stardom. She's been a champion in Stardom. I believe she holds the longest reign for the SWA Undisputed World Championship in Stardom. So she's a top gaijin in Stardom. So Toni Storm, excellent wrestler, still very young. I believe still in her early or mid-20s, but it just sucks because with this being a release and with her being on the main roster, it looks like she's got to go through the 90-day non-compete clause, which sucks because honestly, I could see Toni Storm either going to AEW, Impact Wrestling, or heck, maybe return to Stardom. If she went back to Stardom, it would give another person to chase after the SWA title currently held by Shuri. That is, unless they plan on unifying those titles. The World of Stardom Championship and the SWA Championship. Maybe they'll unify them. I don't know. But Toni Storm going back, I think, would be pretty big. If not there, AEW, if they can afford to, or Impact Wrestling. I think she would be a big boost to the Knockouts division. Why not? Why not? Or anywhere in Japan. Shoot. Anywhere in Japan. So, I do wish Toni Storm the best. Great, phenomenal wrestler. So I hope she is able to land back on her feet ASAP. Let's go over the card that they have for NXT New Year's Evil. I want to go over that. So, let's see. Let's start from the bottom here. So, we're going to get a unified championship match. The Cruiserweight title and the North American title will be unified, and whoever wins will go on as North American champion. So they're pretty much going to drop the Cruiserweight belt altogether. And this match will involve North American champion Carmelo Hayes going up against Cruiserweight champion Roderick Strong. To be honest, this is a tough one to pick. This is a really tough one to pick. Because, Roderick Strong and Diamond Mine have been on a roll lately. And, sort of is same as Carmelo Hayes, who's another young guy. And I think it really boils down to, who are they going to push? Are they going to push the veteran? Or are they going to push the young guy? Honestly, it's a positive and negative for both. Because, with Roderick Strong being part of Diamond Mine and just what they got going, him being, the only champion with Diamond Mine would keep them strong, would keep the unit strong. But then you have Carmelo Hayes, like I said, a good wrestler, up-and-coming young guy, very, very talented. Very talented. Honestly, I could see either outcome. I think I'm going to stay neutral on this because I like them both. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Because honestly, I'm going to have to stay neutral with this. Because I like them both, and I could see one or the other winning. So, I'm going to stay neutral on that matchup. And then we're supposed to have AJ Styles, I guess, calling out Grayson Waller, which I think is safe to say they might as well make this a match. AJ Styles versus Grayson Waller. And I hope this does happen. Because I believe that there's potential that this could be a good match. Grayson Waller, a couple of times has surprised me. Ever since his Cruiserweight Championship title shot that he had against Kushida. Was it Kushida or was it Roderick Strong? I think it was Kushida. But he did great. he did really, really great. So I think there's definitely a lot of potential in the ring for Grayson Waller. I think he's good in the ring as well. But I do see AJ Styles winning this match. But I think it's a good way to showcase what Grayson Waller can do against a big name veteran like AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles. So I really hope this does turn into a match. I think it will, but I hope it does turn into a match. And then we're going to have ourselves a 6-man tag match as Riddle will team up with MSK to take on Imperium, the full unit of Imperium, which involves Marcel Bartel, Fabian Eichner, the current NXT Tag Team Champions, and the leader, Falter. So he'll be making his return to NXT with this 6-man tag match. Honestly, this is another tough one. This is another very tough one because you have to remember Walter's recent match, the last match that he had, was losing the NXT UK United Kingdom Championship against current champion Ilya Dragunov. So honestly, I'm gonna go out on a limb and pick Imperium. I mean, I would love to see MSK and Riddle win, but it's been a while since Walter wrestled, and the last match that he wrestled was a loss. So I'm gonna go with Imperium and to win this match. But I will be totally fine if MSK and Riddle win. I'll be totally fine. But should be exciting. This should be an exciting 6-man tag match if they give them plenty of time. If they book it right and give them plenty of time, I think it could be a great match. All right, we're gonna have the excuse me. We're gonna have the NXT Women's Championship on the line in a triple threat. So this will be Mandy Rose, the leader of Toxic Attraction and the champion, defending against Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, things were kind of shaken up in this past Tuesday's NXT, where they had a number one contenders match, tag team match, where they had Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez go up against the team of Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai. And the winners of that match would be inserted into the triple threat women's championship match. And of course, despite there being some sort of, argument, a little bit of dissension, Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade were able to pick up the victory, which is kind of a big deal because they beat the team of Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai, which, I mean, Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai are excellent. But this was originally the match that they were going to have in the first place. So I'm glad to see that they're sticking to that. But some way, somehow, I see Mandy Rose retaining. I mean, she just won the title not too long ago. So, and I believe it will be her first defense. So I see Mandy Rose retaining. Some way, somehow, Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez are going to destroy each other, and Mandy Rose is going to take advantage and pick up the win and retain the title. And then we have the main event, as Tommaso Ciampa will defend the NXT Championship against Braun Breaker. And a rematch. It's a rematch. Do they pull the trigger? Do they pull the trigger and put the title on Braun Breaker? Oh man, this is tough. This is tough. But I don't know if they really, really want to usher in this new era of NXT 2.0 and really want to boost up the young guys. I mean, I think maybe it's time. And why not Braun Breaker? I think they'll pull the trigger. I think this will be an excellent match, but I got a feeling they're going to pull the trigger and Braun Breaker is going to dethrone Tommaso Ciampa. That's my prediction. I think it'll be a hard-hitting match, back and forth, but I think Braun Breaker's going to come out on top. I think he's going to come out on top. So, I'm going to pick Braun Breaker to win and become the new NXT champion. So, doesn't look like a whole lot for New Year's Evil, but I'm sure they're going to, throw some other stuff in there for the show. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But hopefully it'll be a good show. I think it'll be a good show. If anything, these matches, seem pretty exciting. So I got a good feeling about them. Definitely got a good feeling. But that's what we have to look forward to tonight. Actually, we got day 1 tonight, and we got New Year's Evil on Tuesday. So quite a bit to look forward to for WWE. All right, let's go into some AEW. So, the finals have been set for the TBS Championship Tournament. The finals that will take place on January 5th as AEW makes its debut onto TBS. We will have Jade Cargill going up against Ruby Soho. The winner becomes the inaugural TBS champion. Now, the other semifinal match was Jade Cargill versus Thunder Rosa. And a big shocker happened. Well, 2 shockers happened. One, this was actually a decently long match, something that Jade Cargill usually doesn't have. I also did like the fact that Thunder Rosa came out in that Wolverine X-23 like outfit. I think she had on like Wolverine colors and had the X-23 claws. So I thought that was pretty cool. But it was a back and forth match, and it was a decently long one. Longer for Jade Cargill because she's used to being booked to squashing the other women. When it was all said and done, the deciding factor was a bottle to Thunder Rosa's face from a masked assailant. And Jade was able to capitalize on that to pick up the victory. And this person revealed herself, who was revealed to be the Latina sensation Mercedes Martinez. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of a big deal. I know she was recently on Impact Wrestling quite a bit. And it looks like she's going to be going up against Deonna Purrazzo soon. But she revealed herself, and her and Jade Cargill teamed up to beat down Thunder Rosa. And then, of course, Ruby Soho eventually came out to scare them off. But then it was made official that Mercedes Martinez has signed with AEW. She is all elite. Y'all, that's big for the women's division. I mean, Mercedes Martinez, who I got a chance to meet at last year's WrestleCade, that's a big name, especially in the indie scene. WWE just did not really do a good job with Mercedes Martinez. They had a world-class talent in Mercedes Martinez. And aside from the Mae Young Classics, they really did not do a good job with Mercedes Martinez. So I have no doubt that AEW can really do something great with Mercedes Martinez. So I think that's a big signing. I wish her the best. Like I said, I've met her. I like her. I think she's awesome and a great wrestler. Been in the business a long time. So kudos on this signing. So definitely looking forward to seeing Mercedes Martinez in the in AEW. I think that's awesome. And let's see. Pardon me. So we had I was kind of disappointed with this, but once again, Daniel Garcia and 2.0 get the best of Eddie Kingston. And of course, we had Eddie Kingston teamed up with Proud and Powerful again. And once again, 2.0 and Daniel Garcia get the best with another roll up. I believe it was Ortiz that got rolled up. But yeah. Oh no. It was Santana that got rolled up. And then after the match they proceeded to, beat down on Santana because apparently Daniel Garcia hit Santana with the ring bell. And then all of a sudden, Chris Jericho, his music hits, he comes to the ring, baseball bat, cleans house. Because of course, remember, Proud and Powerful were part of the Inner Circle. And apparently, Eddie Kingston didn't take too kindly to that. Matter of fact, he got up in Jericho's face, was like, "What are you doing here? This is my fight. This ain't none of your business." And they're just going back and forth. Eddie Kingston, he didn't take too kindly to Chris Jericho's help. So, looks like we may have something brewing here between Kingston and Jericho. And we'll have to see how that gets settled, but he was not happy about that. Shoot, Ortiz had to try to play peacemaker, and sure enough, that worked for now, but I'm pretty sure it's definitely not over. It's definitely not over with that. We also had we had a big, I think it was 10-man tag match that happened earlier. We had the Lucha Bros, we had Jurassic Express and Christian going up against FTR and Private Party. Wait, it was FTR, Private Party, and Matt Hardy. So yeah, 10-man tag. And, it was back and forth, very action-packed. But it got to the point where, there was miscommunication between the Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express and Christian. And Christian ended up suffering a big rig from it. 1, 2, 3. FTR, Matt Hardy, and Private Party get the victory. Now, of course, this is all build up to the tag title match that the Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express will have soon. I believe this coming Wednesday is when it's going to happen at New Year's Smash. So there's a lot to look forward to with that. Of course, you got that, the TBS Championship finals. Should be really good. Should be really good. But, or not I think it's the second night of New Year's Smash. Or no, that was New Year's Smash. So it's just another Dynamite. It's just the Dynamite that debuts on TBS. Because remember, Dynamite is going to be on TBS, but they are keeping Rampage on TNT. They're keeping Rampage on TNT. Let's see. Oh yeah, I already talked about the semifinal match. We had Kyle O'Reilly's in-ring debut. And I was so pumped that him and Bobby Fish came out together as reDRagon with the reDRagon theme, Dance Away. I was so happy to see that. I'm marked out for that. And of course, Adam Cole came out afterwards, and it definitely looked like the original Undisputed Era together again. And they went up against the team of Orange Cassidy and Best Friends, which was Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. And this was a great match, just back and forth, great match. You know, I was really digging and enjoying this. And then, of course, we had the segment where the Young Bucks came down. Well, there was some interference with Brandon Cutler, but the Young Bucks came down, interfered, and it pretty much gave opening for reDRagon to hit, which I was so happy when they did this, hit the Chasing the Dragon finisher. And yeah, got the 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole and reDRagon with the victory. But apparently Adam Cole, I guess, wasn't too happy for some reason, and he ended up leaving the ring with the Young Bucks, leaving reDRagon in the ring to celebrate. So they're still building this up. Who is Adam Cole gonna align himself with? Because remember, last week stayed behind with reDRagon. This week it was the Young Bucks. So where is his allegiance? The Young Bucks or reDRagon? This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting to see what side he chooses. So I can't wait to see how that develops. Can't wait to see how that develops. That should be really good. So looking forward to that specifically. And then Rampage, we had some pretty great matches. Anthony Bowens and Darby Allin went at it. That was actually pretty good. It was nice to see Anthony Bowens showcased in some singles action. So I thought that was good. Thought that was really good. The women's tag team street fight. I mean, I understand why that wasn't the main event, but that I would not have a problem with that being the main event for Rampage. Because that, oh my goodness. These ladies tore the house down and they destroyed each other. Penelope Ford, the Bunny, against Ty Conti, Anna Jay. These ladies destroyed each other. Ty Conti bloodied up in the face. The Bunny, oh man, she had a gushing crimson mask. And just, these ladies tore each other up. I mean, just back and forth. Penelope Ford hit a moonsault on Ty Conti. The table didn't break. There was a, Ty Conti hit the Gotch-style pile driver through a table, which that was a sick spot. That was a very sick spot. And we had Anna Jay put on the Queen Slayer onto the Bunny with barbed wire wrapped around her arm. And was able to get the tap out. But man, ladies, I gotta applaud y'all. That was a phenomenal match. I mean, y'all put on a show. Y'all put on a show. But Ty J was able to pick up the victory, but y'all put on a show with that match, with that street fight. I tell you, that was my main event. Personally, that was my main event. But Cody was able to successfully defend the TNT Championship against All Ego Ethan Page. Pretty much won the same way. He beat Sammy Guevara, 2 Crossroads, and a Tiger Driver 98. So that was good. I mean, it was a good match. It was definitely a good match, but I definitely felt like the women's street fight was main event worthy. For sure. For sure. But yeah, overall, it was good. And I am looking very forward to this week because, like I said, next Saturday is Battle for the Belts for which is taking place in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll be at that show. They haven't announced any other matches for that show. The only match that they've announced for that show is the AEW Women's Championship, Britt Baker defending against Riho. So I'm still wondering, they're going to announce some more matches. Like, we still got to get some more matches for that show. But this week is going to be loaded. Dynamite on Wednesday, Rampage on Friday, Battle of the Belts on Saturday next week. So AEW is going to be busy. They're going to be busy. Okay. Now, let's get into some New Japan Pro Wrestling to finish this off. We got Wrestle Kingdom coming up. Wrestle Kingdom 16, which we have on January 4th and 5th and the 8th. Well, dang. They have it on the 8th. Oh, I'll be in Charlotte. So I have to catch the archive of that. So I may have to... I might try to do the recap of Wrestle Kingdom 16. Hopefully maybe Sunday night. Because I know I'll definitely have to watch... I'll have to watch night 3. Probably Saturday, or not Saturday, Sunday after church, perhaps, and after the Panthers game. But we'll see. We'll see. One way or another, I'm gonna get it in there. But let's look at the match lineup, and I give my predictions. So the first 2 nights will be at the Tokyo Dome. So Tuesday night. So they're going to start off with the New Japan Ranbo, with the Final 4 to advance to the KOPW Fatal 4-Way. I'm going to stay neutral on that one because I have no idea who all is going to be in this Rumble. So I'm going to stay neutral on that. We got the special singles match. Former members of Roppongi 3K, Sho versus Yo. This is tough. But you know what? Being that Yo recently was in the finals of the Best of Super Juniors, I'm going to pick Yo. Or excuse me. I'm going to pick Sho to win this match. I'm going to pick Sho. So I'm going with Sho. We got a 6-man tag. We got Rocky Romero, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Hiroshi Tanahashi going up against Bullet Club's El Fantasma, Taiji Ishimori, and Kenta. This is tough. This is really tough. But you know what? I'm going to say Bullet Club. Kenta, Ishimori, El Fantasma. I'm going to predict them to take that match. We got another 6-man tag. As we got LIJ's Bushi, Sonata, and Tetsuya Naito taking on United Empire's Will Ospreay, The Great O'Karn, and Jeff Cobb. Ooh, this could really go either way. But you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Lij. I'm gonna say Lij takes the victory. So yeah, I'm gonna say Lij. And then we have Katsuyori Shabata making his in-ring return. Special singles match. It's him versus an unnamed opponent. Still have no idea who this opponent's going to be. I don't think they've even announced who it's going to be. So I assume that this is going to be a surprise opponent. Of course, the last time he had any sort of exhibition or match in the ring was against Zack Sabre Jr., which went to a draw. So I don't know. I don't know who they may go with. I have no idea who they may go with. So yeah, I'm a stay neutral on that because it's really going to depend on who it is. But honestly, nah. I'm gonna pick Shibata. I think whoever it is, I think Shibata's gonna win. I think Shibata's gonna win. Why not? Yeah. All right, we got the never open weight championship on the line as Tomohiro Ishii will defend against Evil, which I am predicting Ishii to retain. I believe Ishii does retain. We got the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. As the winners of the World Tag League of last year, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto will take on the Dangerous Tekkers, the champions, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. This is tough. This is really, really tough. I'm going to be rooting for Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, but I got a feeling the Dangerous Tekkers are going to retain. I think they're going to retain. So I'm going to say Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi retains. But I will be going for Goto and Yoshihashi. All right, we got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. As the Best of Super Juniors winner, Hiromu Takahashi will take on the champion El Desperado. And honestly, something tells me Hiromu is going to win that belt back. So I'm going to say Hiromu Takahashi wins the belt and dethrones El Desperado. But I'll be happy with either outcome, to be honest with you. And then we have the main event of night one, which is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, where Shingo Takagi, will defend against the G1 Climax winner of last year, Kazuchika Okada. You know something? This is hard to pick, but I'm going to go ahead and say that whoever wins this match, Will Ospreay will dethrone. So I'm a stay neutral on this because I think whoever wins, Ospreay is going to end up dethroning. That's my prediction with that. So that is night one. Let's look at night two. So night two, we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title match in a three-way. It's going to be a triple threat. So the champions, Tiger Mask and Robbie Eagles, will defend against Rocky Romero and Ryusuke Taguchi, and Bullet Club's El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. You know what? I'm going to say some way, somehow, I think Tiger Mask and Robbie Eagles will retain. Some way, somehow, I think they'll retain. Maybe that's like an upset pick for me, but I think some way, somehow, Tiger Mask and Robbie Eagles will retain. And then the second match, we got the Stardom special match. That's right. We're going to have a tag team, a Stardom tag team match where Starlight Kid and Mayu Iwatani will team up and face against Saya Kamatani and Tam Nakano. And I can tell you right now, I'm picking Saya Kamatani and Tam Nakano to win because I pretty much see Starlight Kid turning on Mayu. I mean, Starlight Kid's with Oedo Tai. Why would she not turn on Mayu? So that's really an easy decision. And the third match, they'll have a no time limit KOPW Fatal 4-Way match, which, like I said, I'm gonna stay neutral on that. We have the never openweight 6-man tag title match on the line, as Sho, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil of the House of Torture will defend against the challengers of Chaos, Yo, Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto. I'm picking for House of Torture to retain. I think they'll retain. I definitely think they'll retain. We got a couple of special singles matches. We got Sonata versus the Great O-Khan. I am picking... You know what? I'm picking Sonata to win that match. And then we have Tetsuya Naito versus Jeff Cobb. You know what? I'm going to pick Jeff Cobb. I'm going to pick Jeff Cobb to upset Tetsuya Naito. And then we have the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship no disqualification match, where Kenta will make his first defense against former champion Hiroshi Tanahashi. Looking forward to this match quite a bit, but I see Kenta retaining. I think Kenta retains and will stay IWGP US champ. And then the main event of night 2, of course, is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match, as Will Ospreay will get the winner of night 1. And regardless of who that is, I am picking Will Ospreay to win and become new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. I think Ospreay gets that title. I do. So that is night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome. And then they got one more, a third night, which is in the Yokohama Arena, which is on Saturday, January 8th. And this is the big New Japan Pro Wrestling versus Pro Wrestling Noah show. Special show. But, like I said, I'm going to let you know already, there's a handful of Pro Wrestling Noah guys that I've never heard of, so fair warning. You've been warned. Okay. So we got a match with Kosei Fujita versus Yasutakayano. I don't know either of these two, so I'm going to stay neutral. We have a 6-man tag where we have New Japan Pro Wrestling's Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Hiroyoshi Tenzan going up against Noah's Akitoshi Saito, King Tani, and Muhammad Yone. Now, I do know Muhammad Yone. I do know him. But he's the only one that I know from Pro Wrestling Noah. You know what? I'm gonna go with Pro Wrestling Noah's team with Muhammad Yone. Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. And then we have a singles match. We have Sho versus Atsushi Kotoge from Noah. You know what? I'm gonna pick Sho. To win that match. We have a tag team match of NJPW's Gato and Taiji Ishimori from Bullet Club going up against Noah's Seki Yoshioka and Hayata. I'm going to go with Pro Wrestling Noah's team, Hayata and Seki Yoshioka. I'm going to go with them. We got another tag match. The team of Doki and El Desperado of NJPW going up against the team of Nosawa, Rungai, and Yohei from Pro Wrestling Noah. You know what? I'm gonna go with Doki and El Desperado to win that match. We got a 5-man tag, or not 5-man. What am I talking about? 10-man tag. NJPW's Master Wato, Ryusuke Taguchi, Yoshihashi, Hiroki Goto, and Tomohiro Ishii will take on Noah's Kenya Okada, Yoshiki Inamura, Daiki Inaba, Hajime Ohara, and Daisuke Harada. It's tough, but I'm gonna go with NJPW. I'm gonna go with that team. And then we got another tag match where we have the team of Suzuki Gun's Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Zack Sabre Jr. going up against Yoshinara Ogawa and my man, Naomichi Marufuji. So you already know who I'm going for. That's right. Team Pro Wrestling Noah. Yoshinara Ogawa and Naomichi Marufuji. I'm a big Marufuji fan. That I do know. I do know him. All right, we got a 6-man tag match where we have Suzuki Gun's Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, and Taka Michinoku going up against Pro Wrestling Noah's Takashi Sugiura, Kazushi Sakuraba, and Kenta. Kenta will actually be representing Pro Wrestling Noah in this match. Which, you know, he came from Pro Wrestling Noah, so it makes sense. So I'm going to have to go with Kenta's team. I'm going to have to go with Kenta's team. All right. And then we have another tag match. We have Dick Togo and Evil of the House of Torture teaming up to go against Masa Kitamiya and Go Shiozaki. Now, Go Shiozaki I do know. So I'm going to go with Go Shiozaki's team. So Pro Wrestling Noah to win that match. We have another tag match. Hiroshi Tanahashi teaming up with Kazuchika Okada going up against Kiyomiya Kaito and my favorite wrestler of all time, Keiji Muto, a.k.a. The Great Muta. So you best believe I'm going for Keiji Muto's team. My all-time favorite wrestler. What'd you expect? And then we have another 10-man tag match where we have everybody at LIJ. So Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Sanada, Tetsuya Naito, Shingo Takagi going up against Aleja, Tadasuke, Manabu Soya, Kenoa, and Katsuhiko Nakajima. So I assume, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the main event or whatnot. It's just the last match on the list. But I'm going to go with LIJ winning this match. Going to go with LIJ. But yeah. So, the only thing, while I'm looking very forward to these shows, I think, as a matter of fact, they just posted, so they're not going to broadcast Night 3 live on NJPW World. Apparently, it's going to be on NJPW World a week later. Okay, so it looks like we may be getting Night 1 and 2 live, but not Night 3 in Yokohama Arena. So that's kind of a bummer, but I guess because it's a collaboration event, maybe it'll be broadcast live on Pro Wrestling Noah's streaming service. But at least it will be available eventually on New Japan, NJPW World. So I'll probably wait. But it is kind of a bummer, but I understand. I definitely understand why that's the case. But yeah, that concludes the cards for Wrestle Kingdom 16. 3 nights of action, 2 in the Tokyo Dome, 1 in the Yokohama Arena. So got a lot to look forward to in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then, of course, they got NJPW Strong, The New Beginning, getting ready to start in a week or two. And they're not doing New Year's Dash, but they're doing something called New Year's Golden Series. So they're going to be doing a tour there in Japan. Couple of dates starting January 20th and will run all the way to February 20th. So a month worth of New Year's Golden for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then in JPW Strong Rivals in February. So we got that to look forward to. So starting the year off good for New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think Wrestle Kingdom is going to be big. But it's a lot to look forward to in pro wrestling. Also, I wanted to take a chance to because I totally didn't do this before, but wanted to pay my respects and condolences to the recently passed away Jimmy Rave. I got a chance to see Jimmy Rave live back at Dragon Gate USA when they came to Burlington, North Carolina for the Open the Southern Gate show. I actually got a chance to see him wrestle. He was in the Breakout Star Challenge. It was 3 matches, 2 preliminaries and a finals, and he won. He advanced to the finals. It came down to him and Eric Cannon, which, Eric Cannon beat him. But, Jimmy Rave, used to be part of the Rock and Rave Infection back in Impact Wrestling with Lance Hoyt and Christy Hemme. And like I said, I always thought he was a good wrestler. And he had went through a lot. Dealing with addiction. Had to get his what I think his legs and one arm amputated or something like that. But it was just, his final years were really rough, fortunately. But I'm just glad I got a chance to see him live. And I always thought he was a great wrestler. But yeah, it was unfortunate that he passed away. So rest in peace, Jimmy Rave. We'll definitely miss you. And I'm glad I got a chance to see you live. But yeah, so we got WWE Day 1 tonight, and once that event's over, I'll do my recap of that tonight. And like I said, early next week, Wrestle Kingdom. So I'll try to get my videos in for that. Although, honestly, that I might wait until after I've seen the whole thing. But I might break it down. For the sake of me not being able to see night 3 until much later. So I may break it down. And then, of course, next Saturday, like I said, I'll be in Charlotte for the AEW Battle for the Belts show. And then the following week, I'll be at the AEW Raleigh show for AEW Dynamite and Rampage. So, whole lot to look forward to. And it was also announced that MLW, Major League Wrestling, will be coming to Charlotte. I think it's called MLW Super Fight. That will be coming to Charlotte at the Grady Cole Center in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. And that will be February 26th. And I actually got front row seats to that. So looking forward to that. Starting the year off strong in the pro wrestling world. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Be sure to let me know your predictions for tonight, for Wrestle Kingdom. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts on everything's been going on. What you think about the release of Toni Storm and New Year's Evil coming up. It's a lot to look forward to. But this will conclude this episode of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Once again, Happy New Year. Welcome 2022. And let's keep this going strong. God bless, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.